So the first week of October, I decided to do some intermittent fasting. I've gotten to a point in my life and an age where I recognize that these diets are fad diets and they gain all this popularity and people will jump on them and do them and potentially harm themselves or enable an unhealthy mindset. And I feel like a lot of my subscribers have actually come over from my keto videos, and I'm not naive to the fact that there are some medical conditions that require you to have a restrictive diet. If you're diabetic, obviously you can't have carbs. If you have high cholesterol, lay off your red meats. I understand that. But what I'm talking about is the diets that specifically target people who are trying to lose weight, people who are self-conscious, people who want to change themselves for all the wrong reasons. And so I wanted to do a week of fasting, kind of show you guys that it's not a miracle. It's not going to solve all your problems. So that's what this video is going to be. If you didn't come here for that, if you came here for someone to tell you that fasting is the way to go, and if you want to lose weight, this is it. No sir, no ma'am, that's not this. So that said, let's get into day one. Today is day one, and I started a lot earlier than I was originally hoping to. So I have decided to do the 16-8 fast. So you fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours. So because I started at 5:30, that means 1:30 is the last chance that I get to eat today. So I have to try and cram 1,600, 1,700 calories in 8 hours. So I've already had 4 today. The meal I'm about to have is a bit higher. It's got about 700 calories, which means I'll need to get another 500 or 600. And I can already tell this is gonna be really, really difficult because I'm not hungry at all. But I know that I have to eat because after 1:30 I'm not going to be able to again. I do still plan on drinking lots and lots of water, black coffee, tea. This is going to be tough. Ugh. It's 1:30 and I am so full. It hurts so bad. I just had some soup and crackers and I'm at 1,600 calories now. And I'm done for the day. My fear is I'm going to be feeling super hungry probably around 8 o'clock. I'm just gonna have to power through it. But right now, dear God, it hurts so bad. I made some apple tea. I'm so hungry. It's currently almost 6:30 and I woke up this morning excruciatingly hungry. Last night was just miserable. And it didn't help because Jordan was making himself burritos last night for dinner, which smelled so good. But I knew going into this that it's another fad diet. And I hope that for those of you who do watch my videos, if you're at all insecure, if this is at all something that you're looking into doing, first of all, you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. Live your life how you want. But these kind of diets are nonsense. All of them. Every single one. And if I've learned anything in my 30 years of life, it's one, love yourself exactly the way you are, how you are in that moment. And that doesn't mean that you can't strive to be a better version of yourself, but you can't always be so mean to yourself. And there's no reason to hate who you are at any point in your life. I mean, unless you're an absolute piece of shit who hurts other people, then you can hate yourself a little bit. But I think one of the most important things that you can do or learn to do if you don't know how to yet is just listen to your body, like the right parts of your body. Obviously, you're always gonna have cravings and stuff, but you have to understand what those cravings mean, what your body is actually asking for. And it's tough because we're living in a society right now that has manufactured these items that will suit our needs. One meal from McDonald's will cover all of your calories for the day. And I think that's both a wonderful thing that we're living in a society that has developed things that take care of our basic needs so easily. The problem we have as human beings is overconsumption. So I think my overall point here is just to learn moderation. I don't think it's healthy at all to do any kind of restrictive diets. I had done keto for a while and was miserable pretty much the whole time. I've done severe calorie counting to the point of being borderline anorexic, and that is horribly unhealthy. And now just trying this intermittent fasting. I mean, it's dumb, guys. If your body's asking for food, eat food. Feed it some good stuff, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins. If you want that chocolate ice cream sundae, eat it. Just do it in moderation. Alright, that's it for my rant. Let's get into Tuesday. This is my second iced coffee today, and I have 20 minutes left in the day to eat. Not hungry at all, so nothing sounds good to me. But I need to finish getting the rest of my day's calories, which I've gotten most of them already from just coffee alone, but I know that coffee is not going to stick with me. This is so dumb. Why do people do this? Why do people do this shit? Alright, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, and I feel like yesterday this is when I started getting really hungry. And I'm not currently, but I think that's because I had 3 frickin' burritos for lunch. But the thing I noticed is that once 2 o'clock rolled around, which was my cutoff time, I absolutely was not hungry at all. And that's a very bad place to be when you're trying to pick out your meals, because when you're not hungry and you're trying to pick out what to eat, the only things that sound good are things that aren't good for you. Because as much as I love my vegetables, they are best eaten when you are hungry. And I think you guys know what I mean. So that's horrible. That's a horrible way to eat your meals. So I ended up having a Hot Pocket, and the overall theme seems to be eating a ton of food when I don't want to eat, when I'm not hungry, and not eating anything when I am hungry and I feel like I need to eat. Day 3 down, and I'm getting the feeling that my body's starting to adjust to this diet, which I don't know if I'm super crazy about that. I did have a fairly big breakfast this morning, and I would say a sizable lunch, and then I ended up doing what I did yesterday, and I had a Hot Pocket for my last meal. And otherwise, I have been downing a lot of coffee today, and I'm sure that, along with all the water I've been drinking, is helping to curb my appetite. I will say waking up in the morning without that bloated feeling is kind of nice, but I don't think that you need to like starve yourself 8 hours before bed to get that feeling. Alright, I'm going to talk fast because I'm running out of time for my last meal. I actually woke up late today, later than I normally do, so it was around 7:30 when I had my first meal, which means my last meal needs to be at 3:30, and it is currently 3:30. So this is not at all what I had planned to eat for my last meal of the day, but I don't have time to make anything else, and it's been a wild day so far. So, day 4, done. Alright, I tried recording this earlier in the day and then ended up getting distracted. At this point it's just becoming routine and I'm just trying to make it to the end. So I feel like there's really not much to say at this point. I did weigh myself before and I will weigh myself after just to see if there is any kind of weight loss, but only 2 more days to go. Thank you, Duper. I'm excited. It's the last day and I started kind of late because I didn't eat until 9, and I feel like this whole week has just been, it's dumb. And I have to believe that obviously this diet works for somebody, right? But we'll talk more tomorrow when I do my final weigh-in and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Alright, I just woke up from a great big nap. So it's Monday and I chose to do this diet at the worst possible time, but it's done now and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts. So I still stand by what I said on like the second day. It's all just a fad. Like, it's one of those things, and I think it only works for some people because some people need that structure. They need something to stick by. They need rules, and if that works for you and you're not hurting yourself, then I mean, more power to you. Whatever works for you. I personally don't like being told what to do. So, diets like this just don't do it for me, and I feel bad because I feel like I kind of cheated you guys. I really didn't give this experiment a proper chance, because here's the deal. As a woman, my weight fluctuates a lot. If you are also a woman, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm at that point in my cycle where I will normally bloat 3 or 4 pounds, and so at the beginning of this week, I was 169, and now ending this diet, I'm actually a pound heavier. So I suppose you could say, well, it's not 3 to 4 pounds, it's only a pound, so maybe it worked. But ideally, and I might do this again for you guys if you request it, if this is something that you actually want to see, and like I'll give it a full and proper chance. But ideally, I would want to go from one point in my cycle, a full month, to that same point in my cycle the next month, and that way I would get an accurate reading of my weight, you know, however it changed. So would I do this diet again? Personally, no. And that's it for this video, guys. I already touched on all this, but I want to reiterate, just in case you didn't get it the first 5 times. Human beings have got to stop falling prey to all of these different fads and schemes, and we've got to reel back on our overconsumption. And I'm speaking mostly for myself, guys, because I've done it all. And even though I'm only 30, I feel like I spent most of my 20s doing dumb fad diets. Oh my god, do you guys remember that MLM? It works. It had like pills and everything. Like, I've done that shit before. Like, diet pills, dude, are you kidding me? We have got to. Particularly women, but I know that men fall prey to this too. Like, we've got to stop this, guys. I mean, the percentage of our population, both men and women, who suffer from eating disorders, and the fact that I feel like a lot of people don't even acknowledge that they suffer from one. They don't realize that they do, because you always think of the big ones like anorexia or binge eating disorder. But there are so many different unhealthy eating patterns. So if you have genuine issues, I urge you to please get help, because it starts with your mental state. It really does. Past that, learn your body, learn your limits, eat in moderation, and don't starve yourself. Don't deprive yourself, because you're a freaking queen and you deserve to have nice things. And at the same time, you deserve to take care of yourself. So if you're eating McDonald's for every meal of the day, stop. But if you're starving yourself, stop. Find your middle ground, find peace within yourself, and that's it, guys. That's all I have to say to you today. Thank you so much for watching. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!